morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you, sir, and good morning to your listeners.
Oh, yes. So, Rian George and Rudolph Hippolyte, there is a symposium on the elderly coming up. What is the main theme of it this time?
Well, it's actually the first one, and it's on aging, elder abuse, and rights of the elderly.
Aging, elder abuse, and the rights of the elder. Now, there's so many issues around that because, it could branch off into the care of the elderly, other issues dealing with them directly, and then in some cases, horror stories actually, and we've even seen videos online, unfortunately, there are those who engage in elder abuse. Tell us just how pressing this is in Trinidad and Tobago specifically.
It is very unfortunate for elders who have lived through their lives, from youth come right up, reach this age and has to be faced with this kind of problem. I just want to say it's very unfortunate that seniors who should be taken care of are abused.
One thing I have to add, the statistics isn't really, we don't have much statistics because it is something that is highly underreported. But to put into context how much elderly persons we are dealing with, in Trinidad is just over 126,000 elderly people, and in Tobago just over 8,000 persons over 60 years old. So that is the population that we are dealing with. But because it is highly underreported, we don't have that hard stats. But within our aging unit, within our national scheme of things, reports continue to come in. When you show up at the hospital, you are seeing the physical abuse. But we also need to note there isn't just physical abuse, there is emotional, psychological, financial, sexual abuse, several types of abuse, and elderly persons are vulnerable persons in our society. But just as I would have indicated, the number of elderly persons we're dealing with in the country, we definitely need to respond to their needs, and abuse is one of them.
Definitely, because they are, as the numbers that you have given, they are a significant part of our greater population, and there are definitely issues that need to be dealt with. What do you think is one of the major causes for these things being underreported?
In any society, you have vulnerable persons. This type of abuse is one. Even if you look at children, they are threatened, so they may be frightened to report it. Because remember, it's a person who is undergoing the abuse that has to report it. Or even as a neighbor, you may be seeing it going on, but so a lot of persons within this 2019, they are not concerned about what's going on to my neighbor. How things were a long time to now. It's a bit different. So several reasons, but fear would be one of them, because if you go and report it, it could lead to something else. So
are there any ideas or ways in which that you see from where you sit that this could start at least being addressed?
Well, we have to definitely get within the families. Education really is one part, and ensuring that we have that fluid communication between us and the public to ensure that whatever abuse, because this is not just division of health, this isn't just state, this is a multifaceted approach.
Correct.
Because the police would have to get involved, the social workers would have to get involved, and so on. So that is one of the reasons why we sought to have this symposium, because knowledge is power. And once we educate persons about what aging is, the population we have to deal with, the types of abuse and how to spot them, and really to indicate the different avenues to report them, and just edifying persons about it. The more persons we have knowledgeable about it is more ground soldiers that we have to go share the word and to act on it, because even having this symposium is one thing to share the information, but acting on it is another. And that's the purpose of this. So it's really education. within the families, within the homes, within our schools, in several spheres.
As you correctly said, this is more than just a health issue. It is something that would involve the protective services as well. For this symposium, would there be members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service present to also give information on how people can report things that they see that are not right?
Well, we don't have them listed on the formal list of presenters, but definitely invitations did go out. And the intention is for the symposium to be quite interactive. So once that comes up, I mean, the avenue would be there to share the information about the different avenues of sharing information and reporting and so forth. But our lineup really is delving into the agent situation, not just in Tobago, but or Trinidad and Tobago, but in the Caribbean, and also delving into elder abuse. We also have a panel discussion on the rights of the elderly with quite a seasoned and quite a talented staff of persons list of panelists, to delve into the topics. And we don't, our primary focus is for elder persons, so we don't really want to just keep it a lot of heavy stuff,
right.
But we want to have them enjoy themselves as well. So we're going to have a little entertainment, a little time for them to mingle, that kind of thing. So it's one day, but we're trying to do so many things within that one day. But all the stakeholders definitely have been invited and will be a part of the conversation.
All right, that sounds great. And so just so the public knows, when is the symposium, where, and how do we gain access?
The symposium, the one-day symposium would take place at the Magdalena Grand Beach Resort on the 24th of October this year. Yes.
And what time would it be?
And to get more information now, it's the Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development. So if persons are interested and space is limited, we are catering for just over 150 persons, and I can say we already reached over our 100 mark because our seasoned citizens are quite interested with the symposium. So call 639-3395, extension 47102. If you are interested, it's literally call or register. We also have our email, Janelle, JENELLE.abraham@dhwfd.gov.tt. So that persons, if they are so technologically inclined, they could email. But I can see space is limited. So call as you get off, as you sign off from this program, whenever that time comes, call the numbers and register because space is limited.
All right, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, and this symposium is definitely a step in the right direction. We hope that the conversation will continue beyond this and then things put into action. With me this morning, Rion George, Senior Corporate Communications Officer, Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development. Also with me this morning, Rudolph Hippolyte, President of the Tobago Association of the Elderly.